today I'm going on this walk. So guys, let's walk today and let's talk about the dying empire and Lisa Murkowski and where we are and how it's going. Oh, I love to see people working out. You know, that's one of my favorite things. They're doing good. I love to see people having fun, having a good time. So this is where we are. We are going all the way where you see those beautiful homes over there. And then we're going to walk a little further where you see that flag over there. And then we're gonna come back over here. Over here. So that's the view. Love it, love it. So, okay, let's talk about um, the bill. The Project 2025 is now law. It is official. If you are living under a rock, I hope you don't anymore, because we are now living in an oligarchy and there is no going back. We are. And too bad for all the young people who wanted a better future for America, because it ain't coming, guys. It ain't coming.
He's like, yeah, I'm friends with her older brother from high school. Like, I know her family. I was like, oh, small world. And then it's just funny.
It may not come. It may not come. It's no joke. If you really want to know, we are screwed. Just go ask Lisa Murkowski. She said it herself. She said, well, this bill really sucks, but I want to help my state. But the rest of you, screw you. That's when you know it's bad. That's when you know you're screwed. She's like, I don't want it for Alaska. I don't want it for the people of Alaska to feel the pain, but the rest of you, screw you. That's basically what she said. And she voted. Okay, now let's look at those people. Those little dots, those are people. See them? They're kayaking. There's a kayaking shop right here. Right here. And they get these little boats, these little kayaks. That's what they're kayaking about. See all these guys here kayaking? That is paddleboarding. Yeah, they get their kayaks from there. Then they kayak. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So let's get back to the talk. Lisa Murkowski, that bitch. She's like, I want to save Alaska from this big, ugly billionaire bill, but the rest of you, screw you. You are going to suffer. If you wanted to know whether that bill was completely trash, it was. That's why she had amendments done for her own state, so that her state doesn't feel the pain. But she was like, the rest of you, screw you. And then she was confronted about it, and she was like, my Alaska state is so different. It has all unique people. That's why they don't need to feel the pain of the bill like the rest of you, because they are unique. That was the stupid excuse she gave for passing that stupid bill. So I wonder how You know, in history, somebody has all the power and then they just choose not to use it completely. Just like Lisa Murkowski. She literally could have woken up today being the hero, the female hero that America has been yearning for, right? She could have been way up there like Kamala, or even probably more if she had just decided to do what was good for the whole country. But she was like, nah, me, save your ass. Nah, no. She was like, hell no. Tima, I gotta say these things. It's not that I just don't wanna, it's not that I hate to say, I'm saying them
But I don't know. He just
because
so baby.
because politics is painful. Politics is a painful game because the winner takes it all and the loser will stand small. You know, just kind of like that song.
I'm sure I'll have start
So
giving him Paragore.
I gotta say it.
With opiates in it.
That
And then I'm
bitch,
sure I'll have like
that
those
bitch, Lisa
experiences
Murkowski,
like you
knew
said,
exactly what she was doing when she decided, I just want to put amendments for Alaska alone. But the rest of you bitches, screw you. That's what she said. That's exactly what she said with her vote. Okay, I'm halfway. I really walk fast these days. So, yeah, that's what she said. She said what she said, and she did what she did. Okay, but let me go on with the next thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the signs of a dying empire, because every empire, because if you study the Chinese dynasties, the Chinese believe that all the dynasties, they rise and they fall. It's just the inevitable death of a dynasty. It can't last forever. So inherently, a dynasty, a dynasty will rise and it's going to fall. Okay? A dynasty will rise and then it's going to fall. But you can also know when a dynasty is actually rising and falling. And one of the things that happens when a dynasty is falling is that it becomes like an oligarchy. Exactly what Project 2025 has ushered in. The dark ages of American declining empire has begun. So the oligarchy will take power. And when the oligarchy takes power, it's a sign that an empire is declining. Because look at what happened to the French Revolution. Just look at it. The French Revolution was a declining empire. When the rich really got very rich and they wiped out the middle class. And then once the middle class was wiped out, the middle class usually has a lot to play in a declining empire. So with the French Revolution, they wiped out in the French Revolution, the middle class was basically wiped out in the French Revolution. But you will see that most middle class, they have this kind of arrogance that eventually leads to a declining empire. Because most middle class people, they don't know the price of eggs. That's not their biggest problem because they're not poor. They don't know the price of eggs and they couldn't care less if the poor took powdered eggs, or or if they ate under the table, or 2 days after. Usually the middle class is that arrogant. They're like, my bills are paid, I have a job, whatever, you know. They basically, because they are insulated by their job from extreme poverty, they don't see themselves as potentially people who could be wiped out and taken into poverty. But the rich class is always racing for more power, more money, more power, more money. So eventually they will get wiped out, or they start feeling the pain. And that's what happened in the French Revolution. So a good sign to see of a dying empire is how powerful is the oligarchy. How powerful is the oligarchy? And then you have to think about yourself about whether the middle class is growing or the middle class is declining. If the powerful are getting more powerful and more rich, which is definitely happening in the US, and the middle class is not growing, or there is a fast decline to the middle class, then you know there will be a sharp revolution, that it's almost inevitable. I'm telling you this, guys, because you guys want good mental health, but you can't have good mental health when you don't know what's going on, or when you choose to believe lies that you're being told by your politicians. I don't have a reason to lie to you. I've studied politics. I did this in my undergrad. It's my specialty. You know, it opened my eyes, so I'm able to read things. I'm able to tell you like what I can foresee. And that's what I can foresee. And I feel a responsibility. I know, T-Man, you don't like to talk politics, but I have to tell you things that I foresee so that you prepare yourself. Or just they don't catch you by surprise, and then you go into a mental health, like a state in your mental health where you think, oh, these things caught me by surprise. Nothing should catch you by surprise. At this moment in your life, nothing should catch you by surprise. Nothing should catch you by surprise. That's why we are putting alarm bells. That's why we are telling you, because I'm not telling you this because I'm going to change your life. I'm just telling you so that you can be aware, and so that you don't get into poor mental health and start worrying, why is everything going south? It's supposed to go south. This is the direction we are headed. So don't come here and think that it's going to be a surprise when you see racial tensions going up, when you see white people being more racist than ever. Don't be surprised about that, because this is the direction we are headed. These are the tail signs of a declining empire. The rich take away from the middle class, and the middle class start blaming the poor, and then they start thinking that they need a savior, and then they select someone like Donald Trump because they needed a savior. Nobody needed a savior. We are in a declining empire. People don't wanna believe it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. If you want good mental health in America, you have to understand your environment. That's why I'm telling you this. I'm a mental health advocate, but mental health doesn't exist in a vacuum. It doesn't matter what your therapist tells you. If you're okay with them lying to you, I don't have the time, the breath, the minute for it, because actually my life is precious, and my time on this earth here, like everyone else's time, is precious and limited. We don't have forever. We don't have forever to lie to you that everything is okay. Nope. We are in a declining empire, Everything is going to go down, and as everything goes down, people are going to become more hostile towards one another. The racial tensions are going to be exploited by politicians because that's what they do best. That's what they do best. I'm not here I am not here to encourage any kind of racial tensions. I'm just going to tell you it's going to be a product of Tamu is like no more politics. Tamu, you don't want to hear this. I know, I guess. I know you don't want to hear this. Tamu is like politics literally affects life and death. It does. It does. And I'm not saying this to make you upset about anything. Tamu, where are you? What state are you in? Are you in the US? Or are you outside of the US? I don't want to upset you with politics. I mean, I want you to be on my channel, but again, I am a mental health advocate. The reason why I talk about politics is because you must master your environment for you to have mental fitness. And I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you that things are going so great. No, I want you to understand where things are going so that you can prepare yourself. That way you're able to make better choices. If I tell you the US is a declining empire, the rich are going to get rich and the middle class is going to get wiped out. And as they're wiping out the middle class, they are going to manipulate people so that there is more racial tension. That's why you're seeing ICE, and that's why you're seeing everything. It's kind of like, it's a tactic that they are using so that they can confuse people, so that people don't remain focused. And the reason I'm telling you this is so that you don't fall for the racism manipulation that they're going to employ, because it's dirty, but they're going to use it. And there are people who are going to fall for it, and then they're going to be posting on social media. They're going to be racist. They're going to want to get a rise from you. And the reason I'm saying this is to warn you that you don't get manipulated, and that you preserve your health and your mental state so that you can ignore these people, so that you can focus on your business, so that you can do the things that you're supposed to do. But I just gotta tell you this because you need to know about the political environment that we are stepping into, so that you can protect your mental health, because everything is related. Mental health does not exist in a vacuum. I don't know if I am safe from ICE, because at this point, I'm not illegal. I'm not here illegally, but they're not following the law. So if they are going to not follow the law, meaning nobody is safe from ICE, because even if you're not illegal, they can still drum up charges against you and just do whatever the fuck they want, because they have the power and the money to do so. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Oh, more politics. Oh, you say politics, more. uh, it was T-Man who said no more politics. Morning. Yeah, and yeah, when we are especially educating people, for me, because I am a mental health advocate, I believe that it's good for you to remain happy and healthy, because happiness is health. You being happy, safe, and feeling comfortable in your life, that is health. And that is good mental health. But you don't delude yourself. You don't lie to yourself. Because imagine you're in the bush, right? And then you hear the noise, the grass moving, everything is moving slowly. And you're like, I hear something, right? For you to be safe, it's better to assume that it's a lion instead of assuming it's just the wind, you know? if you assume it's a lion, you can be able to protect yourself and move out the way and help yourself. But if you assume it's the wind and it turns out to be a lion and you don't move and you don't go to a safe place to protect yourself, and it turns out it wasn't the wind, it was the lion, then you're not safe anymore, because it turns out it wasn't the wind, it was the lion. So in the same way, you have to understand your environment. For you to be safe, you must understand your environment. And that's why we talk politics. That's why we talk politics. It's better to assume it's just going to be worse and worse, and then you protect yourself. You protect yourself, get a steady job, start investing in real estate and property, you know. Don't go on social media and insult anybody. Hi, Bruce. Nice to see you. Yeah, all that. Assume it's the lion. Don't assume it's the wind. Otherwise, it's not going to be bueno. Nice to see you, Bruce. I am wondering what happened here. This is not a good sign. This is property that belonged to somebody. I don't know where they are or what happened to them. Yeah. It's my morning walk. So, Lisa Murkowski, hey, the senator from Alaska, she was like, this bill sucks. It really sucks. I'm just going to make amendments for the people of Alaska and then have it passed, but the rest of you, screw you. It was so funny. It's not funny, but it's the reality. It's the reality. Hey, politics, I tell you, is a dirty game. Hey. When you're on the losing end of it, it's not fun. It's not. It's not. But what cracks me up, even now, what cracks me up is that there are so many people who are just as screwed as I am with this new bill, but they don't understand that they are just as screwed as I am in this new bill. I think delusion will protect some people from a mental health crisis, but eventually, when they have to open their eyes and see exactly what's happening, and they can no longer hide from delusion and reality hits them, that's when some people break down and they cannot recover, because delusion has helped them protect them. But when reality has to sink in, they lose their mind. That's why I'm telling you, don't lose your mind. Understand the truth right now, that it's a fucked up situation right now, right here. Swallow that pill and don't live in delusion, and plan and get ahead. Let it sink. Let them believe that this bill is going to protect them. This bill is going to wipe out the middle class. It is. Don't swallow don't be delusional. Don't be delusional. You swallow the hard pill, swallow the truth, and then prepare in silence. Prepare, okay? Because you can't fight the truth. Prepare. Make sure you have resources. Make sure you start even hiding your money in foreign accounts if you have to. Ooh, something's up here. Okay, usually, like when there's a lot of homelessness, you know what? People make homeless shelters inside this bush. And it's hard to see it from here. Usually you can see it from there, but the bush is a little bit thick. But homeless people do hide like in places like this. So that's when I saw those clothes, I felt like there could be somebody camping inside these bushes. Yeah, maybe you can bring them some water and some food sometimes. But it is what it is though. Bruce, Bruce, where you at? Double tap to like my videos. Double tap, like, subscribe. So we are here. We are here. So anyway, we go back to the basics. We go back to the basics of mental health. Know the environment that you're in, right? I always say, we go to the basics. You must understand your environment. You cannot pretend that you're not aware of your environment, because your environment determines everything 100%. I always tell you these two things, the tree of life and the tree of death. If a tree is planted in a good environment, there is soil, there is moisture, it's fertile, it's going to thrive. But if a tree is planted in a place that it's a desert, no water, nothing there to help it thrive, it's not going to thrive. The same way with your mind. You cannot anchor your mind in delusion, in lies, in racism. You cannot anchor a strong mind in that kind of an atmosphere. Okay, so you have to free your mind from these kinds of toxic environments if you want to thrive, if you want to remain strong here. If you don't, you're going to remain a slave of the system that's here to subjugate you and exploit you. So you must understand your environment. It goes without saying. That's number one, your environment. Be keen about where it's headed. Subscribe, and then you let me know if you understand the environment you're in. If you don't, we can always have you get into my coaching program, and then you can understand the fucking environment you're in, so that you can understand how to thrive in that environment, how to overcome the challenges of that environment. The thing is, don't delude yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You're in a racist environment and you're black, understand that and tell yourself the truth, so that you can be able to overcome the challenges of the environment. Okay, you're in an environment that is led by the oligarchy and there is a declining middle class. Don't fucking delude yourself. Let yourself know the truth, so that you can able to protect yourself and your family. You cannot pretend or become delusional. Bruce is saying it's at home in the lovely, nice, cool city of Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, Bruce, we know Phoenix, Arizona is very cool. It never gets hot over there. You're straightening your room up in the house, and your landlord is on his way over. Man, is it July yet? Is it rent time? Man, every month is a burden. Anyway, so we understand the environment. That is rule number one of mental health. Understand the environment so that you can protect your mind from negativity. Because if you want a happy, thriving mind and a happy body, you have to understand your environment so that you can protect yourself from negativity. If you do not understand your environment, you'll be hearing all these negative messages that are bringing you down every day and anchoring you in lies and not in reality, and you're going to get lost. And when you get lost, you lose stuff. You lose your mind, you start losing things. So you want to stay in reality. Number one, environment. Number two, I've already mentioned it, but maybe you missed it, is your emotions. Your emotions, your emotional health is important, because your emotional health determines how resilient you're going to be in your environment. Just like a tree again, it has a trunk of the tree. The trunk of the tree is the resilience of the tree. So if a bug can attack the tree and kill it, or the parasites attack the trunk of the tree, the wind will always blow and try to bend the tree. If you're not emotionally resilient, and if a tree is not resilient, the trunk of the tree is going to weaken. Your emotional signature is going to weaken. And why does the trunk of the tree weaken? Because of the environment where it's rooted. When the roots are not in good soil, in good environments, it grows a weak trunk. And when the trunk is weak, the tree cannot stand. The same way with you. If you're not in a good environment, in the space of your mind, or even in a literal environment, if you're anchored in fear, in hate, if you're anchored in, all these things, your emotional resilience is going to be pathetic, and it's going to affect your health, your mental state, your actions, your aspirations. It's just going to ruin you. And other people can manipulate you to commit crimes of humanity towards other people. You can easily be manipulated, just the way Hitler was able to manipulate Germans into becoming Nazis. You will be easily manipulated if you are not well anchored emotionally, if you're not emotionally intelligent. People can destroy you. There is one way to destroy. There's a lot of ways to destroy people. That's why you need to read the Bible. When people turn your heart into hatefulness, into wickedness, it's a good way to destroy you. They can even pretend that they're protecting you, they're loving you, but they're destroying you. You have to be wise as the serpent. In these days, deception is at its best. But if you don't know your nature as a human being, you're going to be deceived into becoming somebody who is hateful, somebody who does crimes against other people, because the enemy is here to destroy you. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you don't understand that, I don't even know how to help you. That's why you will probably need to take one of my mental health coaching classes, so that you can anchor yourself in a good mental state. You have to understand your emotional signature is everything. Your emotional resilience, your emotional intelligence is very, very important. But it depends on what animal is feeding you. If you're listening to people who are feeding you with hate, if you listen to people who are feeding you with fears of messages, to hate other people, to destroy them, if you're listening to that narrative, that's the monster you're going to become. You have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Okay. The top of the tree has the branches, the leaves, the fruits, and that is your emotions. No, not your emotions. Your emotions are in the trunk of the tree. Now we have your actions, your thoughts. We have the top of the tree where we have the fruits. Now we have your actions. Your actions are informed by your emotions. And your emotions are in your subconscious mind. So whatever emotions that you're feeling, they're informing your thoughts. And your thoughts are informing your actions. And your actions are informing the results that you're getting in your life. So if you're this nasty person who is hateful, and you're going on social media spreading lies about other people, hating them, and then you're receiving the same hate from the people, it's the cycle of karma. You get what you put out there. Mental health is so easy to understand that it's laughable that people are you guys still liking my videos? Are you guys still listening to what I'm saying? Are you guys understanding exactly what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you, it's very hard for me to separate politics and mental health. Am I just ranting? Tell me if I'm just ranting, because some of these things are deficient in our society, and somebody has to say them. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest guru of all time and I want to show you all guys how much I know. The reason I have to say this is because there are so many preachers out there lying to people. Politicians obviously will lie for money. Politicians are like prostitutes. They'll do anything for money. They don't have a conscience. Bruce is like, I don't know anybody else, but I am. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for the support. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I feel like we're in such a world where these things have to be said. They gotta be said with urgency. But I mean, I really don't know if it's going to make a difference at all. So, okay. Now I came all the way over there. Probably didn't figure out that I actually am finishing the loop, just to keep you aware that I'm almost ending this live stream. I walked very fast today. I usually walk a little bit slowly, and I usually take like 45 minutes to walk the whole loop, and now I'm just like 30 minutes into it. So I actually walked very fast today. Yeah, so we walked all that way. We're going all the way back right here, and we're going to see the final view. If you missed it, don't miss this magnificent view that you're about to see. Yeah, anyway, yeah, just listen to people like Lisa Murkowski when she said, like, I had to make these amendments for Alaska, but the bill is terrible. She didn't even lie. She was like, this bill is terrible and it's going to cause a lot of harm, but screw you all. Alaska is safe, so that's why you know. What's coming your way. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Let me go back to my car and do some work. Loved having you here. Subscribe, like. I hope I gave you enough motivation. It's not just motivation, it's cautionary, and it's telling you the truth so that you prepare with a good eye. You know, don't live in fear. It doesn't help anyway, but stay in reality and then ground yourself in reality. That's going to save you. It's more strategic. It's more, you see, you know, that's how you win. That's how you're going to win in this economy. When you understand, like, we are moving into shaky times, it's time to save your money, it's time to invest. You know, don't be the person who is day trading at this time, because if you lose your money with day trading, because day trading is gambling, because you want to get rich fast, it might be very hard for you to recover. You have to be conservative with your money. It's not time to play games. They are going to wipe out the middle class. It's not time to play games. Financial games, leave them in 2024. Right there in the past. It's time to save. It's time to focus on your goals. If you're starting a business, this is the time, because we are about to see a wealth divide between the poor, the middle class, and the rich, that like no other in history. We are headed there. Don't be left behind. Open your eyes. See exactly what it is that's happening. Be among the people who benefit from whatever mess and chaos this is going to bring. There'll be losers. There'll be winners. Try not to be one of those losers. Not when you're watching not when I'm your coach here telling you what's up. Open your eyes. If you're in your 20s, double down. Get a job and start a side hustle. Yup. Yeah, there is STDs spreading all over. HIV is really spreading like wildfire. Get married. Be faithful to your spouse. Don't get all these stupid diseases that have no cure. There's incurable gonorrhea. You know, be cautious. Don't have fun with your life. Fun is for stupid people. Long-term goals are painful and you need to work hard for them. Take the pain. Pain is good. Pleasure is bad. Thanks again. I love you all. Take care.